Welcome back. Do you like playing with nasty rat-chewed thumbsticks that are rough on your hands? Neither do I. Let's fix it. Instead of saying a rat ate the ends of the sticks, let's just say it was a dog, so it's not so gross to think about and touch repeatedly. But getting into the repair, make sure you get all 7 screws out before attempting to open the controller. Sure, you can cut the back of the label to get the hidden screw out, but why not just take a few extra seconds to preserve the labels so it doesn't look like it was opened at all when you're done. Carefully peel it back so it doesn't rip off, and it's that easy. I used a pair of tweezers to help, but that isn't necessary if you keep working at it with a hobby knife or have longer nails than I do. When you take this back cover off, just keep in mind that the 2 motors for the rumble are situated in the wings of the controller. They sometimes get stuck since they fit in snugly to their positions, and you don't want any extra stress on the wires connecting them to the main board. Taking the sorry state of the thumbsticks out of the equation, this controller is actually in really good condition. It does have some gross hand skin and dirt on the edges of the shell, as you can see, but we will clean that up later. The main board has a tight fit into the front housing, so just carefully remove it so it doesn't send any buttons flying when it comes loose. Remove the dog-chewed thumbsticks by pulling up on each stick and they should pop right off. I bought a bunch of these replacement sticks on eBay, but they aren't exactly the same as the old ones. They're slightly smaller, and I'm pretty sure these are for the Xbox 360 version of the controllers. This isn't a huge deal though, they still have the same connection points and look very similar to the original ones, just less chewed of course. If you have a donor set from a junk controller, I would recommend using those instead just because it's free and you're using original parts. If you don't have any donor parts, then you could still pick these new versions up for a few bucks. It's a quick and very cheap item to make your playtime much more enjoyable. Links are in the description. Now to clean the shells. Use some IPA and I prefer Q-tips to go around the outer seams of the controller. All of that nasty brown and black stuff is your hand oils and dead skin cells, or someone else's if you bought a used controller, and that is precisely why I'm doing a little cleaning on these. If the dirt is not coming off easily, just get something to rub into the groove edge. I'm using the tweezers, but the back of a hobby knife blade or even your fingernail will work if you want. Enjoying the video so far? Like and subscribe for more. This is also why I place paper towels down underneath while I'm working. It offers a quick and easy way to clean up afterwards. Let's just fold that nasty in and get to the clean side so we can reassemble. Before we do, I just wanted to clean up a few spots on the main board too. Nothing major to note here, but it did have a few spots of white staining, which really could be anything, but I just wanted to wipe those areas to make sure it's clean. The reassembly is pretty easy for these two. You just need to take your time and ease everything together. If it's not going together easily, then just check out why. A lot of times the rumble motors get in the way or the buttons shift so you can't compress the shells together. Always assemble face down so the buttons stay in place as much as possible too. Remember, these parts have sat in the controller in a certain way for years, so putting them back how you found them is really key. The motors will have marks on the sides of the foam cushions, and try to line them up with these too. Same goes for the cord. It has a groove in it that will sit flush inside the 2 halves. Just rotate it until it is seated in position. Close it up and do a final check to make sure everything is seated properly. The middle hidden screw keeps everything together, so that's the first one I always put in. Then just smooth out the label so it covers it back up and add the rest of the screws. I like to press all the buttons afterwards just to make sure they feel like they should, and as you can see the thumbsticks click and move nicely. No sticking or encumbered movement at all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next fix.